Imagine you have the best player in the Premier League in your team, and all you can offer is a loan to Burnley, and then you can only let him go to your rivals to become the best player in the Premier League that season. Pep Guardiola did Cole Palmer because since he joined Chelsea, there hasn't been a better Premier League player than him, and he's just a midfielder. He's the coolest, most calm, and most exciting talent in the Premier League, and that's the story of how he struggled to play English football. Cole Palmer was born on May 6, 2022, and grew up in an average family background in the inner-city district of Manchester. Palmer's dream of playing football was shaped at a young age by his father, who was active in the local football scene and was a huge source of inspiration for him, as he was a big part of the local football scene and a big part of his childhood. Palmer often watched his father play Sunday League, absorbing the fundamentals of the game and developing a hunger to get on the field quickly and become the best player he could be in football. It was also a constant topic in their family, and it became immediately apparent. Young Cole was prepared for the sport. Growing up, Palmer looked up to Manchester United legend Wayne Rooney, and it was his dream to follow in his footsteps at United. But at the age of 8, Palmer came up against one of the toughest decisions of his life. He was given 2 youth academy offers, one from Man United and one from Man City. The difference was that Man United were a trial and Man City were a real offer, so Cole had to make a tough choice. He chose to sign for Man City, and surprisingly, it wasn't the last time Cole would make such a tough decision. But now, at the age of 8, his decision to join the Manchester City Academy has paid off. In 2018, Cole was 16, and the Manchester City Academy was holding a meeting to decide which players to release, and surprisingly, Palmer's name came up. After struggling for 2 seasons, his physicality had waned, and the Academy seemed more interested in finding a faster, more powerful dribbler. But just as Palmer was about to leave, Academy Director Jason Wilcox stepped in and, when asked what he had seen in Palmer Weeks, reversed the decision, saying he was too good to even think Cole had a brain. But he knew his size was an issue, and luckily the following year, he would be back on his feet, having grown from 5 feet 7 inches to 6 feet 2 inches, and a year later, he was not only captaining City's under-18s, but also scoring 20 goals in 12 games, leading them to the FA Youth Cup final and scoring the equalizer to earn the win, and showing his respect for Jeremy. Former teammate Winston Palmer, who tragically took his own life after leaving City during the pandemic, said he didn't say much off the pitch, but once he got on, everything came pouring out. Cole continued. Having scored 20 goals and provided 8 assists in just 32 games for City's under-18s, he managed to break into the under-23s and caught the eye of Guardiola, who made Palmer the following season. Although he occasionally got the call up to City's first team under Pep Guardiola, Cole spent most of his time playing for the under-23s, and despite being dominant at that level, Guardiola found it difficult to break into the first team. Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden, and Bernardo Silva have all been playing in their preferred positions, but it was Palmer who finally made his mark on the big stage when he made his debut for City in the Carabao Cup against Burnley. He continued to receive occasional first-team minutes in 2020, but was hungry for minutes on the pitch. So Cole quickly returned to the team after being spotted in the Premier League with the first team one night. He was hoping to be included in the under-23s starting lineup, despite scoring a hat-trick earlier in the day. But when asked about it, he said, "I want to be in if there's a game." Palmer's first goal in the Champions League against Club Brugge was no big deal. It was a huge step forward. Showing that he is ready for the big stage, he has been nominated for the 2022 Golden Boy Award for his efforts with Manchester City's youth teams. Pep has begun to acknowledge the talent he has on his hands, and has repeatedly told Cole to be patient and that he will soon get the game time he truly deserves, but Cole's hunger for glory is getting the better of him. As we shall see, Palmer has made 25 appearances in the 2023 season, making him a regular off the bench in crucial matches against the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, and Sevilla. He scored in both the Super Cup final against Sevilla and the Community Shield against Arsenal in the summer, but he has made few further appearances, and Manchester City's focus on other competitions has continued to limit Cole's chances. A goal contribution every 85 minutes is a key part of Guardiola's hopes for next season, and despite selling some key players, he still found himself creating opportunities for Palmer to progress. He watched from the sidelines as his teammates went on to claim the club's biggest win. Having assisted the opening goal in the semi-final, scored the second, assisted the third, and days later, scored the winning penalty to secure the championship. Palmer was now European champion by his own choice. But despite Inter's success, Guardiola offered him the job. Palmer's response to his return to Burnley was not easy, and he wanted to leave when the transfer window closed. City brought in another winger, Doku, which was the final straw for Palmer, especially with the Euros on the horizon. Despite the club's harsh treatment, Cole ended his 133-year spell at Manchester City with a string of major trophies. Fortunately, his talent did not go unnoticed during his time at City, and when Chelsea came knocking, Cole did not hesitate to make the move, and it would be the best move of his career so far. Cole Palmer joined Manchester City from Manchester City at the end of the transfer window in September. He is set to leave in 2023 for a fee of £40 million and is set to prove his former club wrong. At first glance, most Chelsea fans were disappointed with the signing, as City considered him a £40 million waste of money. And he would have preferred to spend the money on a more high-profile player. But despite the criticism, Cole settled down and started in the home game a day after signing. He made his debut in the Carabao Cup win over Nottingham Forest, and a few weeks later in the Carabao Cup win over Brighton. Palmer scored his first goal for Chelsea in 2 games, a penalty in a 4-1 win over Burnley. Considering that he would have been playing for Burnley if he had taken up his loan deal until October 2023, Chelsea's squad has a lot of quality and depth, but the team is generally underperforming. Cole quickly established himself as a key player for Chelsea, thanks to a good relationship with manager Mauricio Pochettino, who was hungry for talent and could see the value in his players. His first 4 goals for the club came from a penalty in a dramatic last-minute equalizer against former club Manchester City, and he showed his true colors in the penalty shootout against his former club, and he made his first call-up to the England senior team a day after his first win against Malta marked another major milestone for the star, and now a Euro call-up is starting to look like a possibility. The Real Madrid forward continued to impress with his open play goal, scoring a second goal after the break, before being awarded his trademark ice-cold celebration in the second half. Chelsea's goal of the month for December has become a regular fixture, and his nickname Palmer has earned him the nickname, with teammate Morgan Rogers saying he wants to celebrate with Middlesbrough. He has since been linked with a move away from the club, but has since gone on to score 11 goals in 6 games in March and April, including a hat-trick against Manchester United, which saw him score 2 goals in the defeat. The first goal of the game against Everton was a winner, and Palmer was named Premier League Goal of the Month, and he was named Premier League Player of the Month. In 2018, May Palmer, the second youngest player after Arjen Robben, became the first Chelsea player aged 21 or under to reach 30 Premier League goals in a season. Palmer also won the Fans Player of the Year award and the Players Player of the Year award. The Premier League's Young Player of the Year and the Premier League Fans Player of the Year are Chelsea's best players and have been crowned the Premier League's best players for the 2024 season, thanks to their individual brilliance and all the achievements they have made so far. Palmer made 45 appearances for Chelsea at the end of his first season, scoring an impressive 25 goals, the second highest in the Premier League with 22. Manchester City's Arlington Holland also provided 11 assists, second only to Aston Villa's O. Watkins, which is a crazy statistic for anyone to accept, and Palmer's decision to leave Manchester City soon after was still the right move. When the phone rang again, Southgate told him that he had been selected for England's Euro 2024 squad, but despite finishing second in the Premier League, England manager Gareth Southgate did not see him as a permanent starter, but Palmer made an impact in the group stages whenever he came on, coming off the bench to create crucial chances. Having helped England progress through the tournament, Palmer continued to impress in each of his few qualifying games, which culminated in the final against Spain. Palmer, although not in the starting lineup, came on in the 70th minute and made an immediate mark. He scored the equalizer 3 minutes after coming on, proving that he was always ready for the big occasion and that he was a great player on the international stage. Unfortunately, England conceded a second goal and fell short. Despite another international final, Palmer continued to earn recognition for his impressive performances last season, including nominations for the Ballon d'Or and Player of the Year. He became the first Premier League player to score 4 goals in the first half of a game, joining Chelsea's other top scorers on the day. It was a stunning free kick that earned him Chelsea's Goal of the Month award and his second Premier League Player of the Year award in 50 appearances for the club. A bright talent, Palmer is now looking bright as a key player for both club and country, and Pep Guardiola will surely regret letting the young superstar go now. Cole Palmer's story is one of resilience, talent, and bold decisions. From being doubted to dominating the Premier League, he's proof that hunger for greatness pays off. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss more amazing stories from the world of football. See you next time.